Hello everyone, it's Pierre, the Fish Beast, and welcome back. Hope you're all doing well. Today's video shows how I set up a new sump for the 210-gallon tank, which I recently moved to a better spot in the fish room. A sump is any container that's connected to a main display tank. This often serves as a location for filter media, heaters, and even a place to put fish. It also increases the total volume of the aquarium, which is always a good thing. I like using sumps since it keeps the main tank free of visible wires, heaters, and filters. I chose to use a 75-gallon tank as my sump, which brought the total system volume to 285 gallons. To get water down to the sump, I set up 4 pipes in the overflows that came with the main tank. I then attached tubes and pipes underneath which drained into the sump. To push water up into the tank, I installed a 1200 gallon per hour pump. This had a flexible PVC hose that went all the way up to and over the top of the main tank. I installed a true union ball valve to control the flow of water. So the water is pumped through tubing up to the main tank where it circulates and then overflows into the drain system and back into the sump. Next, I needed a way to divide the sump into compartments. I made dividers using lighting diffuser, black plastic mesh, and zip ties. To ensure a tight fit on the sides of the dividers, I used plastic hose cut in half and slid that around the edges. When I was done, I placed the dividers in the sump to create compartments. I used the carpenter's square to ensure that the dividers were perpendicular to all sides of the sump. The divider closest to the sump didn't need mesh since it would support foam. I used black plastic grates to space the dividers. I then used several ceramic tube media pieces to line the floor of the 3 of the compartments. These would provide additional surface area for beneficial bacteria to grow and also helped with divider spacing. I left a larger middle chamber free for my heater and also as a refugium or extra fish space. I used some cheap glass cleaner magnets to support the upper parts of the dividers to ensure they wouldn't move. I also added coarse and fine foam in different areas of the sump for mechanical and additional biological filtration. Now it was time to fill the tank and set up the filter media. I harvested some K1 media from my trash can filter. I added it to the first chamber where the force of the draining water would help fluidize it. Finally, I took a mature sponge filter and squeezed it into the tank water. After a while, the K1 was fluidized. My plan was to add the rest when I moved the fish back. The middle chamber had the heater, driftwood, and a PVC cave. The 30 ppi foam kept the return pump section separate. This also had another heater and a UV sterilizer. Here you can see how the magnets keep the dividers in place. An extra smaller chamber had some 50 ppi foam and a bit of Java moss in it. And there you have it, a 75-gallon sump for filtering my 210-gallon display tank. Thanks for watching and happy fish keeping.